Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris Orme, and again we are here with another episode in our FHM Franchise Hockey Manager 6 playthrough. This is a GM mode with the Avalanche. We are going now into Season 3. We are in pre-season, and we've just had our training camp development report, and it looks pretty good to me. This is one of the benefits of having a very young side is they develop a lot. So I put together this team that I thought were going to be pretty good, and now they've gained a bunch of stuff. You might see a few new names in that list as well. That's fine. We will get to that. So what I tend to do is write my own sort of reports up on the players. And I do that a couple of ways. So number one will be this here, which is just, a little Google sheet full of information. So I've got the player name, age, ability, potential in terms of stars, how we rate them, their cap hit for the year, and how many years they have left on their deal. Now, this is a little bit out of date in that I haven't updated Lindholm, Dobson, or Zadina's new contracts, but then again, they'd still be on the same cap hit, so we'll just look again next season. But no, even though they've only got 1 year left, they have been re-signed. Don't worry about that. So I've got my starters here and everything set up. I've got the backups, which are basically anybody in the AHL right now. So those that don't quite make the list, and you might see some new names on there. Pretty much everybody, because we didn't have an AHL team. But you might see that we have traded a few people away. We'll get to that as well. And brought in Tolvanen. We'll get to that as well as all these additions. So, you can see our depth all over the place and where it looks like and the prospects we now have in the pool. There is one thing to update here as well, which is New Hook. Which I believe, if we get rid of that, we've brought him in now as a left winger. He was 1 star. He's now up to 1.5 with him and Pinto. And Coyle actually has gained a little bit. So you can see we're not fully up to date. But that was going into the season. Now we're in pre-season. We see a little bit more variation. And you know what? It's not bad. It's not bad. It gives us a little bit more depth. Looks like Theo Rocher has gained a little bit more as well. And yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. The other thing I do is I take that depth chart and then I build just a little bit of my lines right here. So you can see the system. I could do it the other way around with goalie left, right, defense. I don't know why I did it this way, but it's just the way it's been done. You can see starters, goalie Södergaard, that's a decent backup there for a very, very good goaltender. Defensive lines, McCart, 3.5 with Byram. Lindholm and Dobson is very good. Timmins and Gerard are very, very good third line pair indeed. Rantanen, McKinnon, Landeskog, fantastic. Nikushkin and Zadina either side of Grew. And Rochette with Coyle and Tolvanen. And then Bokage, Zegras and Pinto as a fourth line. Pretty dang decent, if you ask me. The thing as well to look at from this depth chart is a little bit about kind of like who everybody is and where they all fit in and so on. But if we have a look at this again, you'll see that even if we traded away both those players, we'd have Volstead coming in, we'd have Tendek coming in. So Volstead will eventually replace Gibson, so Gibson's age isn't a worry. Tendek is another option. Lindholm is on a little bit of the, the older side. I'd say 26 and above we need to look at. And, that is a very arbitrary number, and it's picked mainly because Rantanen and McKinnon kind of will be unreplaceable, but everybody else probably not at this stage. So anyone older than McKinnon really is possible to move on from. Even Landeskog. But Lindholm, we've got Samuelsson, and then we'll have Byram overall number 1, Gerard number 2, Samuelsson number 3. Johnson can still be a 7th defenseman, very good quality. So we got more than enough to replace in goal, more than enough in left. We don't need to replace in right, but on the free agency market were Calfoot and Peak without compensation, even though they were restricted because they're only on $700,000 a year contract. So we signed the pair of them up. They are good depth for us. If we don't like Timmins or the value there, if Dobson doesn't work out, if we can't keep Dobson, McCarr, Gerard, Byram, etc. together for cap hit, we got suitable replacements basically, as well as Berglund and Hellison, who are pretty good. So again, we're in a very good spot. We've got a few too many defensemen, and that is a pretty good place to be right now. That gives us trade assets. That means we can handle a hit here and there from an expansion draft or two. That's where we're going to be. Landeskog is okay. I mean, we might have to replace him long term. But if Newhook carries on being a left winger, that kind of solves that issue of a first line potential left wing. Nikushkin, we've got, Coyle and Pinto coming through, and we're probably going to draft somebody. Probably going to draft somebody. If Newhook actually comes into the center, we'll have Zegras, Rochette, Newhook. Like, one of those guys has to play wings. There's too many there. We can get away with a couple, maybe. But yeah, really, for depth, that sort of helps out the fact we got so much here. And then maybe we can bring Coyle or Pinto into center to play third, fourth line for us. I'm not sure, but we've got the depth right now to be able to do that. And then Gilbert is more depth. Leshevsky's more depth. Again, they can kind of come in as third, fourth line players for us in the future, with Kaut, Zadina, Tolvanen all fighting for second/third line time. Bokic could replace Rantanen if we needed to, and like Zegras could replace McKinnon. I don't know if he's good enough. But we can see the succession plans, basically. That's what I'm getting at here. We know with what we've already got, we can put those succession plans together. So it also gives us a couple of AHL players. Not too many. We're still waiting on Foot and Peak, I believe. Where were they? Did they go somewhere else? Oh, don't tell me they went somewhere else. Well, since nobody was interested in them, and we basically went 2 weeks without anyone putting a bid in, I thought they'd come to us. In fact, Calfoot's gone to Tampa Bay and Peak's gone to Columbus, and I'm a little upset at that. Okay, so wipe out some of that defensive depth. So maybe a defensive draft is in order. Just a little bit. And also left wing, lower seconds, maybe. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's fine. I've had a look at the draft already as well. We've already pinpointed some players that might be within our range that could be good to get. But I really thought we'd get those players, so that kind of sucks. That does kind of suck. Okay, staff, we're rolling with who we had last year. 52 grand. We got Daryl Suter for a couple more years. I'm on the last year of my deal, so I'm hoping to get a new deal back. Brad Smith is the only other one, I believe, that needs a deal. No, there is somebody else. Mizzonero. So 2 scouts and myself. Okay, they're pretty good scouts. I know that much. Yeah, overall, pretty decent, as I say. And then the upcoming free agents, this is what we look at the start of the season. So after the draft, we look again and see who remains. And then July 1st, who actually didn't sign. But as you can see, right now things look really good. You want a goaltender? Okay. I mean, 4.5 stars or above. There's Primo, there's Scott, there's Luukkonen. Like, you've got your options. Got a couple of 4 stars as well. You want defensemen? Well, you better like right defensemen. Charlie McAvoy, Seth Jones, and Bouchard as well. All those would be great additions to any team in the league. On the wings, Matthew Tkachuk and Capo Caco, really good. And through the center, Hayton, Couturier, maybe not for us, but I don't know, actually, we could stack that second line with Couturier. We just got some really good young centers, so I wouldn't really want to do that. But Dak, Nika Hishe, Alex Barkov, Jack Hughes. I mean, yeah. A few of these might make it, a few might not. Down to the 4-star. Anyone you want me to take a run at, leave in the comment section below, and we will target some people. Ovi's down there, 36. Malkin at 35. I don't really want to be going, say, over the age of 26. My primary target, I've got to be honest with you, right now, would be in defense. So, Charlie McAvoy, Seth Jones, they're my kind of signings right now. Maybe a young goaltender, maybe someone like Scott, if the deal is right. We're not giving too much away. Maybe someone like Oettinger will be better for that, because he might be on a really small contract, and therefore we're not giving up much to go get him. If I'm going to break the bank, then Barkov, Jack Hughes, they're my guys. They are my guys. Maybe even Capo Caco. Who knows? But it's always nice to keep an eye on that. Trading block at the moment, not much. McDonough, Donskoy at Pittsburgh, Dadonov at the Sharks, Cam Fowler, Jordan Stahl, and Carrier as well. That's pretty decent. As you can see, potentially a couple of people, Comfort, Kamenev. We had Lindblom. I mean, that was slightly tempting for me. But yeah, not making any moves at this stage. But as I say, I think we're in pretty good shape. So, on with the season. We'll check in at the deadline. I forgot to add Seattle this year, so there's no need to be on commissioner. I've unticked the show games. Everything else is still set up the same as a 2.5-star player on waivers. And we're in charge. Okay. So let's go through until the trading deadline. And as always, if anything interesting pops up, any trade offers, any sort of interesting stuff, I will come back to that and see and discuss that kind of deal. The merits, the downsides, and where I think we're going to be. What a game. 9-7 in a loss to the Stars. Gotta love preseason. It gets wacky, folks. It gets wacky. But yeah, we'll, like I say, we'll dive back in and see where we end up. But for right now, see you in a moment. Okay, well, we got interrupted for our waivers. And there's a lot of goaltenders on here. We could get Gillies back. We could get Hill, Jarry, Nedeljkovic. Like, no. Like, why wouldn't we? Mackenzie Blackwood. There will do. There will do. As well as that, there's Yamamoto and Logan Brown. I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I'm not sold on the defensemen of Ulevi and Hejek right now. Maybe we should do something though. They're not going to cost a lot, but also we probably don't really need them. Sandheim, I mean, that could work, but we don't really need. Yeah, we don't really need left defenseman. Now I'm happy with that. Blackwood, I think Yamamoto, Brown. Okay, so really, how would that affect things? I mean, either Sogard or Blackwood as backup, and then we'll have a two-star. Like, I don't know. I guess I'd just send down a couple of people to make up for it. Yeah, okay, I'm happy enough with that, though. Like I say, there are two good players there that we could possibly use as depth and then trade at the end of the season, or at the draft maybe, or maybe trade other people and have them in place for next season as well. And yeah, if I'm going to trade away people and they're going to come back on waivers, like, there's no general manager in the world that's going to do that and sort of like hold off on re-signing them. We obviously saw something in them. So as the waivers sort of come up on the last day of the preseason, so rosters have to be sort of put together now. And yeah, if they're going to be on waivers, we're just going to take full advantage of that. Pick up some players, use it to trade, even if we only get like a mid-round pick. That to me is well worth it. Well worth it. Just give Yamamoto. Find Logan Brown a little number, and there we go. Blackwood already got his number from earlier. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Count can go down for a year again. I think I'm perfectly fine with that right now. And I'm actually going to push New Hook down as well. Yep, that'll do me. That'll do me. Brown comes in. Yamamoto comes in. Sugard goes down to the AHL. We've got our 3 new players. Well, 2 new players. And welcome back, Mackenzie Blackwood. So yeah, I thought it was interesting that when that happened and we saw the waiver list, that it was time to basically grab ourselves some assets. So we improve in 3 positions, really. We improve in the forward court, through the center with Brown. But again, we can slide someone over to the left or someone over to the right, and then someone from the right to the left. We can do anything we want there. Plus, Yamamoto, we increase there. So yeah, we've moved up from 1 stars to 2 stars in both those positions, and a 1.5 to a 2.5 in terms of backup goaltending. Now we're really, really set, and I kind of like that. Still, nobody's sort of ready to be, no one's on a contract at the end of it. Helleson will be ready to be called up next season. I like that. Volstead as well as a backup, maybe, if we want to. Let me just have a double check. So, yeah, Volstead will be the one we need to call up. Yeah, Volstead might be the one we need to call up. But yeah, overall, pretty decent. We could probably just do him a year ahead in the draft. Just after the draft, we could call him up. I believe it's the 23rd until like June the 30th that we can get. I'm very happy, though. I'm very happy. And then we can look here. And again, still nobody really. And if we look at trading block for the league, we can see very early on, yeah, nobody still worthwhile. So we'll jump back to the simulation then until the trading deadline. As I say, anything else interesting pops up, we will jump back to it, like those waiver claims. And we are back at the deadline. We have looked in, and we can see quite a lot of the players are still available. I think everybody actually is there. Maybe one or two might have been picked up, but not many. Those are your potentials. And current players: Barkov, Couture, Katko, Jones, Hishe, Hughes. All the big names are still there. Then on the trading block, potentially, they want to trade Rossi. Well then, I was not expecting that. I was really not expecting that. Okay. Okay, well, we might have to do something then on the trading block. Claude Giroux, Sean Couturier, John Klingberg. Backstrom's there, Bergeron, Zbinajad, Chris Kreider, Radulov, and Delia. Shenya. I don't think I need to improve the team right now. But I don't know if I can say no to Marco Rossi. I do not think there is any way that I should be excluding Rossi at the moment. Let me think about this. So Gru and Rocher both fall down again. We could definitely do a deal there. We could do a deal with Pinto, maybe. Maybe Tolvanen. It's not just about landing the player, it's about having the plan of where to play them. So we've got 2 first, 2 second, 2 third, 2 first, 2 second, and a third, 2 first, 2 seconds, and quite a lot of thirds. We got a third left over this season from what we want to do. In fact, we could land, we could throw in basically those 3 thirds and a player. Let's say, for argument's sake, we went with Gru. And then we would go in here, grab Rossi. And there you go. We can pretty much do this deal. We're not that far away. So that third won't do it. The second might. The second might. Don't want to offer that. See, my problem is now I don't know how good Gru is. Don't know how good Gru is. So what is he again? He's like a 3.5? 3.5. 3.5. Okay. What is Rossi? So, it's very close, actually. I just think that Rossi is a better player. I just think Rossi is a better player. Don't want to give up that much. Ooh, do I want to give up that much? Could try Juskin, we could try. Okay, who have I got? Who have I got? Juskin, Count. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. If I do that, and then we do. Oh, you have to get some salary. I'd have to get some salary back. See if a little salary dump will help. There's nobody supremely old. No, put them below the salary cap. Okay, let me look over the options and figure out how to get Rossi. Okay, so Hellison's rated as 4-star. I really don't believe he is one. But if the league believes him to be that way, I'm hopeful. I'm just trying to find my way back in with this. Give up my picks. I think we're close. I think we're really close. If we're a good team, we don't need our picks. Giving up a good depth defenseman, if nothing else, a good middle six, centre and right winger for Rossi. Okay. Think this works. I think this works. Okay, 2/3, Hellison and Kaut. So we're not affecting our first team for 3 seconds. Wait a minute. You're thinking to yourselves now, why isn't Rossi in the deal? Well, I'm trying to get things to get Rossi. But I think I get more value out of those 3 seconds than anything else. I think. Maybe. Okay, so we'll start with Montreal, Calgary's, and our own, and that. Then throw in Rossi. And then start working our way up. Ryan Johnson. Okay, we're almost there. Almost. Don't you just hate it? If you don't want to move Russ, then why is he on the trade block? Okay. The herders. All the herds and none the durs. I feel like we're so close. I got plans for everybody. I got plans. Oh, so close. Don't want to do that. Ooh. Do I just pass on Rossi? I feel like we've come this far that like it would be sad to give him up. I like him. I just don't know what I give up. Now, let's leave the picks in. Okay, so that's 2 week. Surgard is interesting. So they like Surgard better than Blackwood. Did not expect that. Yes, that's definitely a downgrade. Need to make some salary back. Oh. They want to give up Rossi, but they really don't want to give up Rossi. At the same time, I've never had this happen where I couldn't make a deal work. I've had it to where like a deal worked and I really didn't think it was worth it. And so I backed up, but I've never really had to go this far at all. It was so tight. It was so tight. Okay, I offered out Logan Brown. It looks like Minnesota were interested. They offered a 3rd round pick. If we give a 3rd with Logan, we can pick up 3 seconds. All we've got to take is injured goalie Alex Stalock off their hands. No brainer. It's right there. No brainer. We need that tiny contract. And yeah. Then we definitely bring up someone who was really unhappy with being down in the AHL in New Hook. So that makes him happier. I want to check on Count as well. What is Count? Did we trade away Madden Count? I've done so many sort of mock trades right now, I just don't know. Yeah, we sent him to Philly, okay. Okay. Who's on the Eagles right now? Just Count, I guess. Aha. Still showing the other screen. A little bit weird. Okay. Sogard for definite needs trading. Okay. So Philly, I'll give you Sogard. For Rossi, and now I can just give you like that and that. And then I can give you that. Then back here, we give you that. A third 3 seconds and Sogard for Rossi. 4 seconds and Sogard for Rossi. Oh my god, they are killing me. If I try and add something back, they're gonna say no. Yeah, they just don't want to trade him. Okay, I tried my best. There's a first 3 seconds. So good, they still don't want to trade someone that's on the trade block, even with all of that. It's a price I'm not willing to pay. There is a price I am not willing to pay. Okay, shot player a second time. Let's see what we can get back. Maple Leafs will give me a second. Okay, quite a lot of people would give me a second. Okay. Ooh, what do I want to do here? Let's see. If Winnipeg... I'm willing to do that. Yeah, still looks just a downgrade at this point. They're happy just to give me a second for Sogard. Yeah. Can I get anything back? Not Dak, he's just been drafted. Probably not, and they won't upgrade that to a first. Would anyone give me a first? Be a poor first, but it would be a first. Okay. Okay. I've got a deal I like here. When was he drafted? 62. Yeah, okay, that's too rich for them. Probably not. I'm always like misclicking over. Luckily, you can't really see anything hidden. But 5th rounder. 5th rounder. There we go. We get out of that. Trying to get something back. Trying to get something back here. Four thirds for 2 firsts. So God, who we don't need. I just feel there's more. I just feel there's more we can get. Probably gonna add a 7th and it'll say no. Yeah, okay. So how much do I like Sogard then? I mean, that becomes the question though. I think the answer is he's not going to get past Gibson for 3 years. If we kept Blackwood, we'd have him. He's about the same as Tendick. And Volstead will be our number 1. Not enough to bypass. Yeah, not enough to bypass first rounders. I think I'm just going to do that. And you know what we're doing. You know what we're trying to do here. I don't know what else I can give up. That's expensive. That's really expensive. Yeah, that's a no. That's a no. Okay, at the deadline, I think we've done some good business, not great business. Power play is low, that's 20th. Everything else looks really, really good. 31 goals from McKinnon, 24 Landeskog, 20 from McCarr. McKinnon, Rantanen, McCarr for the assists, and the same for the points. Yeah, that's pretty dang crazy when you look at it. Team chemistry right now, everything looks pretty good. Job security, a few losses recently. We've kind of stumbled into the deadline. We've been pretty dominant though throughout the season. Little roundup of where we are in the league: 47 for 97. Just, yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Quick looks at the bits and pieces here. So it looks like we're still quite far down on a few of these metrics. And Austin Matthews, through like 60, 70 games, whatever we're on, 64 games, 94 points. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Goalie leaders looks a little bit better for us. That looks a little bit better. You can see here Gibson showing up now and again. But our former goalie, Adam Werner, I mean, he's played a ton of games and is losing a lot. He's also made the most saves, though. That Wild team is bad. Binnington looks pretty good again. Pretty good. And yeah, we are sort of doing okay. Landeskog comes in just under a point a game account as well. Rantanen just over. And even though he's not having like a killer season in total, McKinnon is up there. So that's, when I say that, he's 20 points above at this stage of the season. That's pretty dang impressive if you ask me. Goals per game, who's number one? By some distance. Goals against is us and the Blues. Shots will play out that way as well. And we're okay on face-offs. Again, we don't block shots. We don't hit very much. Oops, a daisy. We didn't mean to do that. Takeaways, pretty high. Giveaways, pretty down low, though. That's very, very good. And injuries at the moment, we are, with the Blue Jackets, very low down on the list. I wonder if that will sort of play a factor. But yeah, we tried our best. We spent this entire video getting things in place, and we just couldn't do the deal we wanted to. So, yeah. That's a shame. That's a real shame. But our picks now look absolutely stupid because we can get good picks. I mean, that's basically a second, but who cares? So we got Penguins, Blues, and Devils in the first, Canadiens, Flyers, Senators, and Wild in the fourth. Sorry, in the second. So that's 4 picks in the second, 3 in the first. There's our 7 picks for this year. 3 and 4 as well next year. Kings, Blues, Wild. And then Flyers, Flames, Sens, and Wild. And then only 6 in the third year. Kings, Avalanche, Flyers, Avalanche, Preds, and Wild. We've still basically got the same setup as we had. Move Staylock to the injury list. Because might as well. Yeah, we've got trade pieces as well. We can move in the draft if we really want to. Although I've got a feeling that it's not going to be too much at the moment. I think it's an offense-heavy draft. So maybe if a lot of offensive guys go first, maybe the good goaltenders fall to that second round. We can pick up one sort of late first. And we can maybe snag ourselves one of the defenders that falls and the top offensive prospect for the wing. That might be a decent draft. That might be a decent draft for us, but it's really thin on top talent. I think there's probably only 1 or 2 sort of real star players, and then it quickly sort of drops off there where the first 2 rounds are kind of the same. So, with that in mind, we're going to the playoffs. There's your tables. That's how things look right now. John Gibson dominant. McKinnon a real force. But Austin Matthews is stealing the show right now. And the St. Louis Blues are almost with us, even with an outstanding record. I believe we didn't actually lose a game until, I think, the 18th game we played. I think we were 15-0-2. So that's the kind of team we are. We'll see you at full time in the season. Quick eye on the playoffs and where we finished in the stats. Okay, we are at the start of the playoffs, the final day before the playoffs. Now our setup, McKinnon is back just in time. I mean, just in time. A little bit tired. Looks quite good. Played quite well this year. We'll look at that in a second. it does look like new records for the team. 131 points, St. Louis with 122. San Jose 100, Vancouver 100 as well. That's pretty dang impressive. 4 big teams. Number 1, number 2, 3rd in penalty minutes, 11 in power play, but a lot goes our way. And yeah, 52 goals for McKinnon. He really turned it on at the end. 72 assists, 124 points. Unbelievable. Landeskog with 35 goals. Rantanen, 32. Gets 66 for 92 points. And Cale Makar, 54 assists, 85 points, which puts him on 31 goals. Not shabby at all. So what did Landy do? Landy got 35 and 47 for an 82-point year. Dials it back a little bit, but, I mean, Rantanen stepped up. It's a decent increase for him. McKinnon, big jump forward now. Big jump forward. And Cale Makar keeps his level pretty much where it was. Damn impressive. Okay. We're going to look here. Everyone seems fairly happy. Nobody's super happy, but people are fairly happy. Bringing McKenzie in was really good. You saw we lost a couple of games, but we really rallied on towards the end. And, yeah, it was pretty special. Looking at the divisions, Tampa Bay wins the Atlantic by a landslide. Columbus just owes the Caps in Metro. The Pacific belongs to the Sharks, just over the Canucks. And we ran the Central, despite a good Blues team. But we finish off on a 7-game win streak. Pretty much the best in the league. Maple Leafs losing 6. We look in the league, and you can see Anaheim, Winnipeg, Ottawa. Not some good teams down there. That might play into our favour a little bit later at the draft and the wild card. You see the Lightning, Sabres, and Panthers make it through. The Blue Jackets, Capitals, and Penguins. Looks like the Hurricanes and Bruins get through on the wild card just ahead of the Islanders, Leafs, Devils, Canadians, Red Wings. So they're not too far back either. The Sharks, Canucks, and Kings go. And then the Avs, Blues, and Stars with the Oilers and the Flames just ahead of the Blackhawks. That is a very, very tough to be missing out on the same points total. And then Knights, Coyotes, not too far. So player stats, McDavid, Draisaitl, again had really good seasons. Austin Matthews, unbelievable. Yeah, Tarasenko the most goals, McDavid the most assists, the most points is McKinnon. He clawed back and got it there. Matthews with the most shots, not that much more though. Cale Makar really high up there as well. So he has been the replacement for Tyson Barrie and then some. Plus minus, Lindholm, Landeskog, Makar, McKinnon, Rantanen, Dobson, Byram, and Kushkin just missing out on the top 10. But, yeah, 3 Blues, 8 Avalanche. That goes to show what a big metric this is for the regular season. So, if you see players up on here, you know that they're good players, good two-way players. And, yeah, signing them can really help you out long-term. Face-off, shot blocks, penalty minutes, you know, we don't really do those. We haven't got anyone up in power play or really on shorties. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. I think we're more of a team than anything. Wins, though, Gibson, group out with the most losses. That's a bit of a shame. What else have we got? So goals against average, 2.08. 9.24 on the save percentage with Luukkonen and Fleury. Binnington and Gibson with 11 shutouts. And that's just fine by me. We've got the best goalie in the game from those stats. See here the player stats? If we look down, we can see Gabe comes in at number 25 with 35 goals. That's not bad at all. So 52 there for McKinnon, 35 for Landy, Rantanen with 32. And we know as well McCann got over 30, got this 31. Top 50, that's it. In the assists, McKinnon with 72, second place. Rantanen quite high up, as well as that top line feeds each other. And that includes a lot of game time for Cale Makar, 54 assists there, really high up on the defenders' metrics here. He'll be one of the best defenders for sure in points scoring. Landeskog in with 47, pretty good season for him. Again, that's all in the top 50. And then McKinnon, of course, number one. Rantanen, 13th, 92 points is a big, big year. Makar, 85. Is he the number one D-man? Yes, he is. When you feed those kind of players, it happens. John Carlson joins him. Different records, more of a feeder, but Makar takes a good deal of profit from good play, not only goal scoring, but good play by his line mates. And Landy's there as well. That's all four in the top 30. We scroll down towards the top 50. I don't believe that we pick up anybody else, but plus minus, you know what you're going to see here. Seattle, oh my, St. Louis with a bunch of players. We've got a bunch of players. Erik Karlsson, Rasmus Dahlin, Ferraro. You know what kind of players you're getting in here. Connor Timmins is quite high up. Gerard, Tolvanen. So it's not just either on the first line or the big name players. It's all throughout our team. We are putting up big, big numbers. So I'm pretty happy with that. Power play goals, as I say, we're not really one for this. McKinnon, though, 16 there. Power play points. He's number 8. He's got 37. Again, McDavid, Draisaitl together, just deadly. They got Besser on the wing as well. That's a hell of a first line. Got to give them credit for that one. That is outstanding. Simmons, McDavid, shorties. The points from Dak, McDavid, and Simmons. And game winners from Tarasenko. Rantanen is actually our leader with 9. Shooting percentage, again, the best in the league. With a ton of shots would be Tarasenko. Then Pasternak. Coyle does okay. Gensel and Niederreiter, pretty decent. Game rating. McDavid's going to be high. We know this. We also know, though, that we had a good player. Does McKinnon top it? No. 84 is not enough. 88 for McDavid. And yeah, more shots, better shot percentage, better face-off percentage, less penalty minutes. Didn't pad his stats sort of as much, but like all-round games, sure, I guess McDavid's really good, but like McKinnon played better. That game rating shouldn't be that inflated for McDavid. But yeah, he's always number one. And again, 4.18, that's outrageous. 2.3, absolutely crazy. 44 shots a game. 27, nearly 28 a game against. Decent face-off. No shots. A few hits, not too many. The one I'm really interested in is giveaway, takeaway. So yeah, we are really low. We're the second best at retaining the puck when we've got it. We're pretty good at getting it off the other team. Nashville suffered. We didn't. And you know what? That's pretty special. That's pretty special right there. I'm very happy with that. And then a quick look at the playoffs. We get Calgary, like last season in real life, Dallas and the Blues. Edmonton visit San Jose, while Vancouver host LA. Tampa at home to Boston. Buffalo at home to Florida. The Hurricanes will travel to the Blue Jackets, your defending champions, and Pittsburgh, Washington once again go head-to-head in a rivalry. But that'll wrap things up here. I think we've got a very good chance at progressing. Like Blackwood's really, really good backup. Gibson's number one keeper in the league. The best player in the league is McKinnon. Our first line is terrifying. And right now, like, we're starting to pick up a second line. That defensive core is bestial. As it should be. Like, Dobson's a young player. Lindholm's the only other one that's come in. Everybody else is an Av. Like, Gibson's come into goal. And we've, like, done a little bit. But again, like, Grew is a draft pick. Everybody else is just whatever. They're all 2.5 or 2-star players. It's not like we flooded the roster with great players. I just spent what I had on securing the goalie and getting in a defenseman to help out the young core. And then draft a lot of good talent and trade for some good young talent up front. That will take its time, but we'll get there. So, yeah, I'm very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. And as I say, with the free agents, pretty much, you know, most people are still on the list. A few people have gone, of course, but like Bouchard would be great. Kako's still there. Scott, who knows? Kirby Dak, maybe. Even a Braden Point, a second-line center. We can move someone else out in the wing. A Joe Valeno, maybe. Yeah, there's so much we could do. So tune in next time. We'll take on the playoffs. As I say, Calgary, first round. First year, we got knocked out quite quickly. Then we swept the first round, and we got knocked out in Game 7 against the St. Louis Blues. Our opponents, if we get there and they overcome Dallas, this year, surely it's the Western Conference Finals. We'll find out soon. Till then, you all take care. Be back soon. Let me know what you think of the team we've assembled, some of the trades we've done, and the position we're in. My goal is to win, like I say, 3 Stanley Cups in a 5-year period, starting with the first win. I think we got the goaltender now. It's what let us down last time. But I need to take advantage of having the best line in hockey, the best defensive core in hockey, and now that we've added him, the best goalie in hockey right now. Let's see what happens.